Yesterday we revisited the rough draft and I was able to complete one out of the 2 messages hidden within. Unfortunately, I didn't collect all the letters required for the second message. I wasn't able to, but you guys provided some good hints in the comments of the previous episode, and with those I think I should be able to do it. I'm Noel, a game designer and programmer. Welcome back to my study. Today we will be revisiting the rough draft yet again, complete that second message, and then maybe make it into room 46. Which we already figured out that we can turn the handle there. The question is just, is there really a room 46? Because apparently there is only 45 original rooms. So that's what we're going to figure out today, hopefully. But before we do that, I think I want to try to get some more steps because I don't know if we need those. So I'm going to tune the scepter to shops and my king to, where is he? Here. To blue. With the goal to get maybe a kitchen or a sauna to get some steps. Maybe you also need a key, so a billiard room would be good too, and a trophy room, so we have some resources. Because we don't know what's ahead of us. Alright, let's do the usual strategy. We won't be spending a lot of time here in the house. I just need a few resources to be calm about moving on. Oh, an observatory. I think I'm going to just go for the break room today. So we can get some keys in case we would need that. So we'll start with 4. We square that to 16, but then subtract 1, which is 15. Which is incorrect. Okay, so 4 squared is 16. Subtract 4 is 12. Oops, my mistake. Then we start with a... okay, wait. Okay, what's 20 divided by 3? That's 6 2/3. Plus a... aha, that's actually 20, these two together. Times... whoa, 20 times 20, really? Is 400 plus 2. 402. No, wait, I'm making a mistake here. Oh, that gives us 0. Of course, times 20 is 0 plus 2 is 2. Oh my god. Okay. Well, at least we have 2 keys in case we would need those. That's good. And then let's see if we can draft a dead end here. We cannot, but we can get a star, which we might want. Because I still need... I have 77, so we still need 11 stars. And we can get the dead end thing, we can get the shop, which gets cheaper, and the inkwell in case we want that. Let's go. Then here to the left would be good. Which we can do with the reading nook. And then a... do we want a library? I don't think so. So I think I'm going to put down a storeroom for some resources. Gives us yet some more keys. And a gem also, which is great. Now let's try to get a shop down. To get our steps back. What are we getting here? A gift shop, a utility closet, a workshop. I think I'm going to go for the workshop. And then here... I guess we could do dining room for some steps. And then maybe to the left here would be good. A laundry room, a bedroom. Don't know what's good. I just want the kitchen. Come on. Our aquarium gives us a star, which is of course also pretty good. So might do that. And let's go see. The car keys are not going to be very useful today. Let's do the kennel. Mount Holly gift shop, sure. Kitchen, kitchen, kitchen. No, but the parlor... I guess we could put down a parlor and just try to open it and see if we can get a gem out of that. And here we could go with a mailroom for tomorrow. Just putting down some random things. Okay, what are we having here? Let's go for blue. 33% chance, so that was wrong. Let's use a key here. We have quite a few of them. Passageway. Okay, so I think I'm placing the code check here. And then we'll try through the main entrance, our last path. But we're running low on steps, like, considering what we still have to do. So I would really like to get some steps back. We'll see if that's possible. Sauna would be great. Oh no, sauna is only for tomorrow, so that wouldn't even be too helpful, but luckily we just got a kitchen, so that's good. We're going to get a chef salad, which, although that probably doesn't give us any steps. That sandwich is good, and then we'll get all the bananas. Very good. Gives us a bunch of steps, which is exactly what I wanted, so we're good. Off to the rough draft. And then in a second we will be looking at your comments. I haven't really... one of them I've looked at. The other one contained several hints that I still have to figure out, so we'll do that in a minute. Oh, I'm so lucky that I still have a gem. Oof, that could have gone wrong. Let's go. Doop-de-doo, de-doo-de-doo. Okay, back to this ominous place. Alright, let's open up the comments. So here we have one comment from Mike Scott Porter, who says we should... this is about the antechamber one, the one I've already figured out actually. So there it shows a bottle and a medal, and think about what the medalist achieved. And I thought about this, and I think he achieved a win, and the bottle could contain wine. So win and wine, so this could likely be an E. So here we might put in an E. H-E-S-E. Okay. Then what is the archives? And for that we can use Sonic's message here, where he mentions basically all of the ones we're still missing. Archives, for example. The banana is decaying. I think what that is called. The horse action goes with it. Yeah, I remember what the visuals were. The galloping horse and the decaying banana. Heh? So, banana is decaying. Think what that is also called. Think what that is also called. So, molding, rotting. Rotting? Ah, rotting and trotting. Okay, dude, I would have never figured this out. So, trotting and rotting. Rotting. So, a T. I would have never figured that out. Holy cow, trotting, yeah. Ah, these. Okay, I was about, what does he's mean? But if you put a T there, it makes perfect sense. Okay. Then the foyer. Your name is the best clue here. Oh, there we had a Christmas tree, and what else? Okay, so this is the visual from the foyer. We have this diary notebook. Note. So the clue from Sonic was, foyer, your name is the best clue here. So my name is Noel. Noel. Which is Christmas. Christmas. What? Noel. What do you mean my name is the best clue? Oh boy, I had to look that one up. No chance. because apparently what is meant with this tree is literally my name, as Sonic said, Noel, which is French for Christmas. But it's so far-fetched. Do English people really know that Noel means Christmas? I didn't even go there. All right, and this apparently is a novel, so Novel. So they differentiate by the letter V. I would have never guessed that they would actually include my name in here. That's crazy. Then the next one is the furnace. And the hint is, you said both words aloud but didn't make the connection for the one letter difference. Listen back what you said around 163. Not the den. The furnace, which is visible here. Ear. Globe. Lobe. Is it really lobe? A lobe is a round, well-defined part of projection of an organ or plant. Is this part really a lobe? It is. Look, it's funny how I said that, but I thought like lobe is something here, like the frontal lobe or something? No, I don't know. Anyways, okay, cool. So it's globe and lobe. So, G. Plans. So these vying plans. The next one is the passageway. The music going crazy. Think of the action with the tin can and how that relates to a pen. So that was the fountain pen with the cap as well as the opened tin can. Think of the action with the... You open it. You open the can. What do you do with it? You unseal it. Oh, think of the action with the tin can. Open. And it's a pen. So O for open? I think I have to go for that one. That's quite literal. Then the dark room. Another name for a stream is a brook. Really? I would have... Okay, something else comes up. I guess here. I didn't know that it was called a creek. Neither did I know brook. That's so crazy how many names for the same thing. Or a similar thing, I guess. What's a creek then? Oh, it's a bit bigger, it seems. A creek is bigger than a brook, right? I guess. Yeah, brook is really like narrow, like you can jump across, I guess. Well, maybe not here. And I remember in the dark room we also had the novel, which might be a book. So rook and book is an R. Forge. Forge could be. Then the trophy room. It is a lunchbox and a boat launch. Oh, so launch and launch. A boat launch. Because it's a harbor or what? Come on, a boat launch? So it's an A. Baron, okay. Crest. Then the solarium. It is kind of hard to tell, but the moon and star one is a tarot card. And the horse action can be called a trot. Oh yeah, trot again. So tarot and trot. Trot. So an A. Yeah, I'm gonna put that tarot card on the screen again. I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but it certainly didn't look like a tarot card to me. I would have been able to think of that. Oh, or is it actually a card? But the thing is, the tarot cards are somewhat well defined, right? So, is there really a star one? I don't know. Next up, the East Wing Hall. You have gear. Corn is called an ear of corn when it still has the husk. Is husk the hull or what? Husk. Husk corn. That's the husk, that green thing, I'm guessing. Husking corn means peeling off the leafy outer. Okay. Yeah, no idea. Never. Husk. I don't know what husk is, actually. I mean, now I know. So, you have gear. Corn is called an ear of corn. Oh, gear and ear. Really, it's called an ear of corn. What? Dude, the things I learn here. Okay, I guess that is not an ear then, but that is an ear, and that too as well. Okay, ear and gear, which goes into here. Ear and gear, which goes into here, which is a G. Among, so the dining room is probably an O then. What's the dining room? The fruit is an orange, and the land of farm is sometimes called a range. Thus the song Home on the... Yeah, the range. I should actually have known that. Orange and range. That's one I should have gotten. It's fairly obvious. So, O. Among. He was. The cloister. The corn is whole, meaning it is corn on the cob. What? The corn is whole, meaning it is corn on the cob. You brush your hair with a comb. So M. Corn on the cob. What? Corn cob. Corn on the cob. Is that a recipe or what? How to boil corn on... Is corn on the cob a term? What the heck? I don't even know what that means. Corn on the cob. I guess that's... What's cob? Heck. The central woody part of a maize ear... No. A round loaf. Cob. A horse? What is corn on a cob? On a cob? So corn on a horse? No way. What? What does corn on a cob mean? Maize when cooked and eaten straight from the cob. Oh. So you eat it straight from the thing. Okay, now I get it. You basically just eat it as one stick. That's corn on the cob. Okay. Aha, and corn is when you peel off the corn. Okay. How do we call that? I'm sure we call that something as well, but I eat that so rarely. So this is apparently an M. He wham. He wham? He wham. That sounds Native American to me. He wham. But last. No? Or what could that be? We need the entrance hall. Is a walking cane. Ah, it's a walking cane. A cane. Yeah, of course. And the tin can. So an E. The walking stick. Blessed. What blessed? Cane. What the heck? Blessed with a 1S. So what does that tell us? These viewing plans. What's viewing? Does that mean anything? Present participle of vi. A present participle of vi. What's vi? Compete eagerly with someone in order to do or achieve something. Really, do we have an example? The athletes were vying for a place in the British team. These vying plans. So these plans are competing against each other. I mean, I'm guessing they mean the individual plans here, right? So these plans forge barren crest. They forge barren crest among Hewam blessed. What? Okay, so these competing plans forge barren crest. The heck? among, he wham blessed, so that the end is just brain fuck. They were just like, let's spell out a message, and then at the end they're like, oh, we have 2 more words. He wham blessed, or bleast. I mean, it's not blessed, because blessed would have 2 S's, so it's maybe bleast or blazed. You never really know how to pronounce an English word unless it has an established pronunciation, because it could literally be anything. So maybe that's a word. Wait, bleast. Let's look at that. Bleast. That actually means something. What the heck? Archaic or literal term of blessed. But that actually means blessed. Bleast. Example. Not blessed, bleast. When you and Duncan both states, we were double bleast. Can we listen to that?
Blessed.
Oh, it's actually blessed. Okay.
Blessed.
Blessed. Even though it has only 1 S. Okay, and does he wham mean something? He wham. He wham means house in the fictional Erogen language. Oh, that's a spoiler. From the video game blueprints. Okay, I'm not gonna read on. Ah, that's a spoiler. That's so annoying. Okay, Google AI is actually not the best idea sometimes. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if I would have figured that out. But I guess we just got spoiled there. I'm keeping in all the spoilers, by the way, so you know what I'm getting spoiled on. So this means house. And this means blessed. So these competing plans, they forge barren crests among house blessed. So these plans create a crest in the blessed house? What's the blessed house? I'm not even sure what that helps me. This is so weird. Let's read the other message again. I actually wrote it out here in the journal. It says... here, I wrote it out here. Final puzzle. Since you guys say this is the final puzzle, I think. So, through lantern light in sketches. So, I had actually a week to think about this, right? I kept thinking about it from time to time. So, through lantern light in sketches. So, this is my sketch. Now, I'm not sure if they're referring to this, but probably everyone creates a sketch that is somewhat similar to this one. And there's lanterns along everywhere here, really. So, through lantern light in sketches could be like through my plan here. Cast a tint of truth. So there is like some truth in there. Cast. To find our path, a hue of wisdom. To find our path, a hue of wisdom. To turn us right. What's a hue of wisdom? The problem is, so we have... Okay, let me quickly color this. Hue of wisdom to turn us right. Let's just call this yellow for now. A shade of rain to pass the light. Let's make this blue, since rain is blue. So if we go through wisdom and go right of it, then we get somewhere. Or if we go... If we pass blue, we might get somewhere, I don't know. And then if we go through the lantern light in shadows, so shadows could be black actually. Let's make this gray. Through lantern light in shadows, past we seek what's left of the lies we cast. Past we seek what's left. Oh, left of the... Okay, left of the lies we cast. So the lies could be red. Past we seek. Okay, wait, what? So they're trying to tie all of this stuff to colors. But the question is which ones? So I think the rain is blue. Or I guess it could be white, because water is generally white. It's only blue because it reflects the sky. So it's either white or blue. Through lantern light in shadows. Past we seek. Through lantern light in shadow past. Or does that still belong? Does past still belong to black maybe? Because we go... Okay, wait. In shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light. We go through black. Past we seek. I don't know which color that relates to. But in the end we go left of the lies we cast. So through lantern light. So what I'm thinking is that there's a ton of these lanterns here, which so far haven't really done anything. I even noticed it the first time we entered this area. I was immediately drawn to the lanterns. I was like, what if we go into orange first or something? The very first time, the very second we entered here. Because it's such a distinct feature of this place. So I think we have to find our path through here. But with the specific... So we probably start in the entrance here area from the atelier. And... I mean, I'm not sure, but I would expect us to end up here at the antechamber. Which has 3 entrances, right? So we could really screw up by going in the wrong one. So maybe we have to... Wait, okay. So the thing is, the lanterns are always in the middle of the room. Oh, you can't even see what the heck I'm doing here. So the lanterns are always in the middle of the room, right? So if we enter here, we walk, we should be, when we look up, we should be immediately able to see a lantern. Is that the case? Wait, where am I? Oh no, there is no lantern here. But oh, there's actually none here anywhere. So this first row doesn't have any lanterns, so it gives us an option for 5 starting points. Which colors do we have? All the colors here? We have probably all the colors here. We have orange, blue, red, yellow, purple, and green. Black is not a lantern color though. So what's shadows? Red is lies. Blue is rain. I think red and blue is probably correct the way I had it. In the end we go left of red. So through lantern light in sketches, so through my plan, we cast a tint of truth. That could be we cast a line. But truth is generally blue. A shade of rain to pass the light. See, the light could also be yellow. But why a shade of rain? What does that? I don't know. So cast a tint of truth. That could be blue as well. To find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. What's wisdom? Which realm has wisdom? See, our mom had wisdom, that's the thing. And in the final cutscene, I think she was wearing quite a bunch of yellow as well, so I'm drawn to yellow. Or was it our dad? Who else has wisdom? Our mom, who wrote those books, has wisdom. That's the one I'm thinking of, really. She was against red. She was for blue. Have to look at the final cutscene again, probably. A shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light. But the question is, do we just have to pass? So if we go back to this plan here, let me get a different color. Maybe something that sticks out, like pink, maybe a bit bigger. Okay, great. So if we never need to go into a room. We can just pass like this. I was worried that we have to go into rooms, but we don't. Or do we have to go into rooms? Through lantern light and sketches, cast a tint of truth. Through lantern light. No, we don't have to. We don't have to enter rooms, which is good. But do I have to? How do I mark that I want to start? That's the question. How do I say I want to start? Don't tell me I have to actually step over this boundary to start. Hopefully, whenever I start from rank 0 here, that counts as a start. So what could we start as? Wait. Through lantern lines, cast a tint of truth. We cast a tint of truth. Oh, what if we start at blue? Because blue is truth, right? Where is blue? Where was blue? Let's see if we can wing this. Because at some point we might not be sure, but then we might only get one chance. So we cast a tint of... Okay, now we're in red. That doesn't seem correct. Because to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. A tint of truth. A tint of truth, oh, but the tint of truth sounds like a little bit of truth, but not a lot. So what if we do orange? Is that a tint of truth? Ah, but then we're screwed here. Do I need to go through the rooms, though? I hope not. That costs steps. But that would be a brute force rule, like to prevent brute forcing. It's certainly not red. It could be yellow. So what options do we get here? A tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. Then it could be orange. A shade of rain to pass the light. But that would need to be blue. A tint, oh wait, a tint, cast a tint of truth. That could also be something like purple, because purple is almost like a tint of blue. It's kind of blue, but not really, right? So is purple a tint of blue? Yeah, but then I end up here. What the heck? Through lantern light in shadows. Is there a lantern that's not powered on? We seek what's left of the lies we cast. Let me quickly go to the end, to the antechamber, and then we'll see if there is red there. I'll skip ahead quickly. There's a ton of red on the right side. There's almost no blue anywhere. There's literally almost no blue. Look, that's all red. That's literally almost all red here. So if maybe we could just follow red at some point. The question is to where? Because even if we follow red this way, and then what? To the right. Or we could start following red from here. There's a lot of red here. So what if we just at some point start following red from here? Oh, there's a long red line here, a really long one. Oh, look, there's like a massive red line. But then it kind of ends here. And then? Where's my notes? Left of the lies we cast. What does that mean? Left of the lies we cast? I don't understand, because if I come from here and I follow red, then do I have to go left somewhere? But that doesn't get me to the end. I need to go to the right. Don't get it. Okay. And then here is... Now, where's the antechamber? Oh, we don't even get to the antechamber from here. So we probably... I mean, the antechamber we only really get to... Give me my drawing here. From either from here, like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or from this side. We can't do anything, and in fact, that means we need to come from... I know we could come from either side here. And then either from here or from here. But these are unused here. Where is the antechamber? Here. This is orange. This is suspiciously... Oh, look, there's red here. Oh, don't tell me we have to go through the houses, the rooms. Because then we could end up here with red. And then it's left. We end on here. Wait, is that... That's the end of red. Look, if we follow red all the way, and then we go left, we are here. Now the question is, what is on the other side of the pool? Is that red there as well? Maybe I have to start drawing down which lanterns we have. Oh boy, okay. Let's start. So I'm drawing down these little dots here. Red, red. Here we have orange. And then here we have purple and yellow, yellow. Purple and yellow, yellow. Let's go up here. So another thing we have to sketch out. But then at least we don't have to walk around anymore. We can just figure it out from the map. Purple, red. Here is purple. And here is 2 reds, 2 purples. 2 reds. Here was purple. Then 2 purple here. Then let's quickly follow that to the very end. Or here we have yellow purple. Wait, where am I? Here. Yellow purple. Red. Then here we have purple and then 4 reds. Yeah, there's like a long red path here somewhere. It's too much red. Too much subsequent red, somehow. Now let's finish up the top quickly, so in between here. Here. Purple, red, red, purple. Red, red, purple. Yellow, purple, yellow. I think I have that one, yep. Orange, red. Orange, red. And orange to the bottom. Okay, then these top ones, it's so confusing again. I need to be careful again what I'm doing here. So red and orange. Orange to the left, red to the right. Then here is orange, and here is also orange. A lot of orange and red up here, and then around the corner on the top. We have 3 reds. Red, red, red. Okay, then let's continue past orange here. Oh no, we have to go all the way back first. Okay, we go past red, orange, orange. That's here. Then we get orange, orange, orange. 3 oranges in a row. So that's 1, 2, 3. And along the path we get purple here. Let's go past orange now. Where we get orange, orange. Orange, orange. To the left is purple and to the right is purple. There's a long purple streak here as well. Really interesting. Purple, purple. There is a lot of sequential same colors, as if we have to follow them for quite a while. Yeah, look at that. Okay. We could, for example, if we follow red here, and then go through the gym, and then go through the archives, and then through the pool, and then we end up here, and then we would be left of the lies we cast. That's very suspicious. But what's before left of the lies we cast? It's through lantern light in shadows. Shadows could be purple. Something about purple here. Because purple is the most shadowy color that we have, no? Okay, we'll see. I forgot where I am. Am I at purple, purple? So do I follow purple now? Because I expect there to be some purple here. A purple streak. Purple. And then here is green and purple. And are we at the beginning here? No. But there's a bunch of purple here. And then also a green. This is a green. But we have purple, purple, purple. And we have purple and 3 oranges. Purple and 3 oranges. Orange, orange, orange. Wait, did I make a mistake now? How many purples are here? 2 purples, 3 oranges. To the left of me is a green. That's it, that's it. I have a very good feeling because of how this purple here links up to... Maybe we can... Oh, maybe we can go through here into a purple or something. I see, that's the labyrinth that I talked about like an episode or 2 ago. That's good. That's good. Okay, I like that. Need to not lose my position. We are here. We check to the left now. Next one to the left. Or is there one to here? Nope. So after the second purple, we have orange and 2 yellows. Where are we? Here. So here we have an orange and then we have 2 yellows. So yellow, yellow. And we continue on past the first orange. We have yellow, red, and red, orange, orange. Yellow, red. What did I say? Red, orange, orange. Red, orange, orange. Then what's past that? Purple again at the very end. Okay. Here is purple. Where am I? Here. So let's go past the next orange. It's getting a bit chaotic because I'm not doing this very well. So blue, red, red from the bottom up. It's the first blue that we see. Blue, red, red. Is that the only blue? I haven't seen a single other blue so far. Except this one. Maybe this is the starting point. We'll see. No, not red, red. Wait. Blue, red, red. Yeah, okay. And then if we pass orange, we get to orange, red. At the bottom. So this is red. This is orange. And then let's fill up this right side quickly. Which is probably just red all the way up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 reds. Okay. A red, and a red. Alright. Let's do the bottom part here quickly. At the very start. Nice. I have a very good feeling about this. Here is just orange. That's blue, red, red. We have that one. That's red, yellow. We have that. Yellow, yellow, orange. We have that. Here is just purple. And then here is green, green. I don't think green is where we start, but we'll see. Then does that continue with green here? It does continue with green. And then to the left also green. So we definitely have a short green streak here, but it's not very long. It doesn't get us very far. And given that our message here only contains about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instructions, so maybe we have to follow 5 lines. Although it said 3 lines of light in the tinted book, so maybe we only have to follow 3 lines? 18 lanterns. Wait, 3 lines of light, something 18. Maybe we have to cross 18 lanterns through 3 different types of color? I don't know, maybe. So that's purple. Did I mark purple? Where am I? No, this is purple here. There is no color at the bottom here, which is interesting. Let's continue. We have all of these, so we need the first rank here. So for that we go through yellow at the very start. That's purple. That's yellow, I think. Okay. Orange, red. Orange, red, yeah. Then we have all here, we have all here, we have all here. You guys can see it very well. We have this. Now we need to go here and fill these up. That's after the second red on the right. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. I wonder how we reset it, or if it resets itself when we reach rank 0. I hope so. Purple, purple, orange, green. That's a lot of different colors, unusually. Many. Purple, purple, orange, green. I like the music in this area because it's very... It's quite a long track. I feel like it's at least 5 to 10 minutes long. Pretty cool. So we have this. So we do need the one after the purple. What's after the first purple? Another purple. Here. Then let's go one up. Check what's there. Yellow. Okay, then we need 2 more here. For that we need to go past the next red. Here. We have red, red, purple, purple. That's more a normal pattern with a lot of same colors next to each other. Okay, let's go past the first red and then down. That's purple, yellow, red. Okay, so we have all of these. We're missing this one here. For that, we need to go all the way around again. I missed that. Okay, we have to do that at the end. We have all the colors here. We're missing some color here. This is the tricky one to get to. We'll have to get back in here. But first, let's go north of that red to see if we can figure these out. So here, north of that red, there's purple, yellow. So where was that? I'm so confused here. Purple, yellow. Here. Okay. This we need to get back to later. I guess we could go through yellow here and figure out these three. I think we're going to do that quickly. We're wasting 2 steps, but we should have enough, I think. We're on yellow. Now we go through the dark room to the right. And we end up with yellow. Okay. That's definitely a yellow streak here. And we can see how... I don't know exactly how, but we can see how we have to go through yellow here. Although then we're trapped. I don't know. Is this really a dead end here? Because it looks like we should be able... Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let's continue on. We're here now. While we're here... Wait, there's an entire line here missing that I don't know about. So I need to go passage to the... I need to go to the right of the passage. Into the passage. And then to the right. We're missing an entire line here. How did I not see that earlier? That's purple. Oh, because it's a dead line. Ha! That's cool. I like that. We've not seen that before. Like just a little pass through like that. And it's connected to purple. Ah, perfect. That makes so much sense. I love this. This is exactly the thing I was talking about when I said I would add a maze, because this is purple. And now you can see how we can get from purple. A tint of blue is where we start. So it could literally be purple. So we follow purple all the way through here, go through the west wing, through the passageway, into here. Wait, we can make it all the way to the end. What the heck? Look, we can make it all the way to the end. What? Just using purple? That can't be a coincidence. That cannot be a coincidence. What the heck? That was the missing piece here for purple. Perfect. I love it. This is a great piece here. Exactly what I was talking about when I said like adding these special little corners or like dead ends or whatever in here to make a maze. Great. Perfect. Maybe we can find a way. No, but there's no green up here. So we won't be able to move through green all the way. Also, there's only one blue starting point. But yellow? Yellow could be possible. Wait. Well, let me first finish the maze and then we'll see. Let me first finish the maze. What are we still missing? Where am I even? I'm here. Okay, I got a bit excited there for a second. Let's calm ourselves back down and see what else we're missing. So here, let's start at the top. We got everything here. We got everything here. Got everything here. Got everything here. We got everything here, here. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. We're missing this. Where am I? I'm here. So I need to get through the west wing down right now, which allows me to get into this place. Okay, through the west wing down. Here. Down. Okay, I'm gonna use quite up some steps to get this done. So I went through... Dude, where am I? Here to orange. And now we're here. And here we have orange and green. Orange. It's probably really confusing to watch because you have no idea where the heck I'm going. You have to pay really close attention to follow along, I'm guessing. So here we got everything, here we got everything, here we got everything. Here we're good, here we're good, here we're good, here we're good. Here we're good, here we're good, here we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to save this quickly in case we lose it. Okay, perfect. Now we have a purple path that we could try out. Let's see if we can find a yellow. There is yellow here. But then we're stuck. So yellow doesn't get us through all the way. Orange... Maybe orange does. Orange doesn't look too bad. Look, we could go through orange here. Or can you see it? Yeah, you can. We go through orange here, here, here. Orange, 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 orange. Orange all the way. Orange. Orange, 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 orange. Orange gets us there. So orange works and purple works. But we know that blue does not and yellow does not. Let's write that hat down like this. What else do we have? Red. Can we do it with red? So we can go red, red, red. Then we can't go up because then we're stuck. So we have to go to the right. We can go pretty far through here with red. Then we go through red, 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 red. Ah, interesting. Look. Yeah, perfect. Because that's now... Because we did it with purple here, we did it with orange, and we did it with red. That gives us all three angles. With all three colors. Now the question is there like the spectrum, right? Oh, these are the three colors that they were talking about, but there's also the spectrum. So maybe there is a path that uses multiple colors, such as if we start with blue to find a path, U of wisdom to turn us right. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I was just thinking, what if we cast a tint of truth? What's a tint of truth? Is that, I think, a shade of rain is probably blue. So a tint of truth could be purple. To find our path, a hue of wisdom. I don't know what wisdom is, but we could be starting with purple. And then at some point comes wisdom that takes us to the right, like here, in case wisdom is yellow. Or what could be something that turns us right. But it basically, so here, see the thing? Ah, no, it could also be to orange here, if orange is wisdom. It could also be orange here. And then what's next? A shade of rain to pass the light, but a shade of rain would be blue. And we only have one blue, which is very suspicious that we only have one blue. As if by a cast of tint of truth, they actually mean blue, so we're starting at blue. To find our path, a hue of wisdom. But what's the hue of wisdom? Because if we start at blue, we don't know if we have to go left or straight, but it doesn't matter because in the end we get to red anyways, which I don't understand. So I don't think a hue of wisdom is red. But I think I'm going to walk these paths. Let's start with, I don't know, purple or something. And then we'll see what happens when we get to the top. Hopefully it activates just by doing that. And let's quickly count how many lanterns we pass as well. So if we start at the bottom here, purple, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. What did it say about 18? Or is 18 maybe the spectrum path? The mixed one. There might be mixed path. I don't yet understand that part, but I think we'll have to try to get to the start and try these different colors quickly. My nose is getting itchy. Excitement factor, right? Where am I? Okay, we're starting here where purple is. We go through the maid, then the drawing room to the left, past the solarium. Okay, well, let's see. Let's try. I'm probably gonna have to bring this up a few times. Maids. Let's go. Maids. Then straight through the drawing room. And to the left, around the solarium here. That should be the solarium, okay. Then through here. Through here. And then where are we? We're here, we go straight then to the left. But then through this hallway, I think. To the east, through the passage down. Then to here. Then here north. We went through here north. Now we go to the end, then through the den. To here. And then I think we just follow. We can now... Oh no, we still have to go to the right here through the pump room. Pump room and then around the code into the antechamber. Hopefully this works. And then here into the antechamber. Oh! This wasn't purple before. This opens. This was not the true path. This was not the true path. Yeah, because the true path is the mixed one. Certainly, the true path is the mixed one. Ah. So are all three just going to say this is not the true path, probably? That costs me about 20 steps. If I do that twice more, I will have almost no steps left. I still have the monk for one day, so I can still monk this place into existence once more. So I could still try again tomorrow. I think I'm quickly gonna walk down the other two paths. Which one were those? We'll figure it out in a sec. But I think I have to... See, I have to start with blue. So through lantern light in sketches, cast a tint of truth. So you start with blue. To find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. So if we... give me purple, please. Pink. So what's a hue of wisdom? So that's the thing. We could go... So if we just go... So blue just gives us the direction, maybe. So let's just say blue gives us the straight direction. But as soon as we encounter wisdom, we turn to the right. So we could turn to orange, to purple. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. I have to look at the final cutscene again. Oh my god.
There was once a red prince.
And now we're blue.
Who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies.
It was us.
And a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red.
Yeah, and this is our mom reading it to us.
It's the only true color.
She's
the prince
beige.
often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow.
Crow is black, canary
Could
is
not stand the
gray,
white
green.
of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up.
To the sky, which is blue. No realm is blue.
For fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue.
freaking indoctrination, even in this red... Why is our mother teaching
He
us this
didn't
stuff?
see the birds, or the changing of the leaves.
To orange. Or
He
brown.
never saw the sights of life's many symphonies.
And now here she's wearing a blue scarf. I thought she was wearing a yellow one.
He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share.
Now she's definitely blue. Is she the blue one? She's blue, but she was... Is she the one that had to go to the south? Ah, that's her scarf on the floor. I only just realized that. I thought it was a flag. Blue is associated with no realm because they want to...
Something new.
Because maybe they want to make everyone believe that the blue realm doesn't exist.
You might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color.
And it is blue.
The color. Blue.
See, the thing is, I think I've talked to this about a few people in the comments already. I think that people, I like it. Yeah, shut up. Good. I've talked to this in the comments with a few people already. I think the title Blueprints takes away too much of the climax. I think that blue being the ultimate color should be revealed in during the journey, and then in the end during this cutscene. The way that the game is already called Blueprints, which, I get it, but it gives so much away right from the get-go. Even before you start the game, you already know blue is going to be relevant. I think it would be so cool if the player starts with a mindset, red is so amazing, red is so great. Maybe I would even call the game Red Prince, so people are like, wow, red is so cool. And then throughout your journey, you learn what red is and you learn what blue is, and then you get this final cutscene and your mom reveals to you about this other hue. And then it's when it clicks, kind of. That would be so cool. It's just the title takes it away so early, which is so sad. That's just my opinion. Of course, I understand the title Blueprints and how it relates to the word blueprint and whatever, but I think it just takes away too much. Anyways, that was not very revealing. I was hoping to understand what wisdom is, what color. Naturally, I would just think wisdom is yellow, or it's orange. What colors do we even have available? Green, what's green? It's such a random... I mean, okay, see, the thing is, we have to chase down purple, orange, and red, right? These are these colors. These might be the incorrect paths because red is mean. I don't remember purple and orange, what those are, but those are probably mean as well. So we have to follow the realms that are actually good, which is blue. Maybe it's green. Maybe we have to follow green somehow. Or we have to start with purple. Wait, where's purple? Here. Until we can turn... Yeah, I just don't know. I thought maybe until we can turn to green, because green is wisdom. But then where do we go from here? And you can't really follow green very far. If you start with green, that's how far you get. And then green is really spread here. I don't know why green is so spread, except if green acts as a marker. Here you turn to the right, because there's a green dot there. Why else would there be green? Green must mean something. It would be weird if it's just... That's one of those puzzle moments where it's if green is just here randomly, that's really weird because it's distracting. It has to have a meaning. It must. Okay, let's follow another path. Let's follow red. Just so we can make sure that we actually... Wait, where is red? Red is here. Okay, we go to the right and to the left. So here, to the right, I'm sure, certainly that's not the right path. Then here we go... No, wait, we have to go through the cloister. Otherwise we're stuck. Okay. Then we follow. How far? Until we can go left past the last one. So here we go right. And then we go one more straight, then all the way to the left. Yeah. All the way to the end, and then through a room to the left. So here through the gym to the end. And then up. Right now we're in the foyer, but we want to go through the archives. Oops, I almost went into the foyer. The archives, through here, there should be red here. And then we go through the pool to the left. Oops. Through the pool to the left. And we end up here. Nice. So this is red now. Okay, makes sense. This was not the true path. Yeah. And then it's probably going to say the same for, what was it, yellow, I would expect. Oh, this only cost us 10 steps. That's good. So we still have some steps left. But we have to find the spectrum thing, which leads us through 3 colors and probably through 18 lanterns. But let's just do yellow for completion. Wait, was it yellow? No, orange. We have to do orange. Where is orange? All the way to the right. All the way to the right. So just for completion, we'll do it. I mean, I think it's just going to tell us this is not the right path. So we'll go through the cloister. We'll go through here. Continue through here. All the way. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. De-doop-de-doop-de-doo. And then we're there. Okay. So past here, then through the cloister. Let's go. This is definitely the solution. I mean, not orange, but the mixed one. Okay, where are we now? We continue then to the right. And then through the where are we? It's very hard to see here. Through the dining room. And then north. Here. North. Dining room north. But then through the foundation. Is that here? Yep. Not here. This is still weird down there. Okay. I think then down, yep. Through here. And then here, all the way to the end around. Through here. And then north. And then one more through here. North through the archives. And then through the chapel, and we should be there. Okay, yep. Orange, this is not the path. I'm sorry. This was not the true path, yeah. Okay, I mean, that was foreseeable. Now we just need to find the right path, which starts at the beginning as well. I'm pretty sure it starts at blue. Blue goes ahead as an example. But then... I don't know. I have to look at the message again in the tinted book as well, probably. As well as the one in the atelier. Ah, that just says prism. There's some sort of prism. Cast a tint of truth, so blue, to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right, a shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light in shadows, past we seek what's left of the lies we cast. So we seek what's left of the lies we cast. I mean, that sounds like we have to end on red and we have to start on blue. Left of the lies we... So it could be like... If we come from here, then that's left of the lies we cast. Because we seek what's here. And we cast a tint of blue. So we start here. Now we just have to figure out how we get from here to there. Green has to mean something. Or a tint of blue is purple. And we actually start here. But was anyone green? What was our dad? They never talked about our dad. You know, in many movies, they only talk about the dad and they never talk about the mom. Like the dad is that good dad. And the mom is just in the shadows. But here, they just talk about our mom and our dad. Well, he got us to the mansion in the beginning and he wrote us, I think, one letter. But that's it. Let's go through the clues again. How many... So I'm pretty confident that left of the lies we cast is red. Through the light in shadows. So this can't be gray or black. I know there is a realm like that, but there is no dark lantern. So this could be a shade of rain to... What's through lantern light in shadows past? So cast a tint of truth. I think that is probably blue. So blue and red is pretty clear. Hue of wisdom. I would say that's either yellow or orange. So let's maybe make these two colors. Oh, I don't have an orange. But let's just say this yellow is either yellow or orange. A shade of rain to pass the light. I would say that's blue, but there is no blue lantern. So what if this is purple? We don't have a... No, there is a purple here. Through lantern light in shadows. We seek... What's the lantern light in shadows? So what if this is... What if we start at blue? Because there's only one blue. It has to be that, right? What if... Aha! Wait, so we start at blue. And then we just continue? Now the question is wait, it says left of the lies we cast. So if we just continue until we hit red, and then we go left of red, and then what does it say about purple? To pass the light. So we pass purple, and we get to orange. Let's say orange is wisdom, and it turns us right, so this way, and then it turns us right again, and then we pass, and red turns us left. We pass, and red turns us left. We can't get in here. What? You can't get into the furnace from this way. Okay, wait. Did I make a mistake? Okay, we started blue. Or do we have to go left here? No, but... Do we have to go left here? Can you even see it, though? Yeah, you can. What if we have to go left here because there is a red coming up? No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sure we first have to... Left of the lies we cast, but that means we would need to go left here. Wait, that's the library. Why didn't I draw any... I need to go left here. Why did I go past here straight? That's wrong. Where's the library paths? I didn't draw the library paths. What the heck? Where's the library? Show me the library. Wait, blue? The library is here. And goes north. Why did I not draw this properly? Give me orange. So library goes north like that. Okay, let's try again. I actually need to undo a few things here. Now I lost the orange again. Great. I was about to say, because we here at the furnace, we can't go into the furnace from this side, so this was clearly wrong. So we need... So we go north here. We pass red. Red tells us to go left, which works, right? Then what is wisdom to turn us right? Wisdom turns us right. Then wisdom turns us right. Then wisdom turns us right. What? Another way... I can't undo. I'm like in a weird mode here. Okay. So another way is if we cast a tint of blue, and then here we're approaching red, so we could go to the right. And then we're approaching orange, so it turns us to the right. And then we get to yellow, which doesn't do anything, or is that also wisdom? So it also turns us right? No, but we're approaching red here, so it turns us to the left, and we're approaching purple, which we pass, and then we pass purple again, so we continuously pass purple. Doesn't make any sense. And then what do we do here? Nah, it can't be that, like, it can't refer to the lantern we are approaching, because in a situation like this, we're not approaching a single lantern, we're actually approaching two. Except if that means, because they're the same color, we have to go to the right. And then we're approaching orange, we go to the right, but then we're approaching red and we have to go left. Doesn't make any sense. I think it has to mean that the lantern we pass tells us what we do. So here we have to go left. Wisdom turns us right. Wisdom turns us right. Wisdom turns us right. I don't know. I don't get it. Did I make a mistake with drawing down how these... where's the starting point? I got lost. There's definitely orange here. So if we would start at blue, we cast blue, then we get to red, we have to go left, which takes us out here. But then when we come out of here, if this is wisdom, we have to go right. And if this is wisdom, we have to go in here. And then what? We go into the cloister, and then do we have to pass straight through the cloister? Like, yeah, okay. That's weird, because it says right of wisdom, which gets us down here, but then where do I go here? Do I go left, right, or down? I don't get it. Through lantern light and sketches, cast a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom. The problem is I don't know where to go from blue. Maybe I have to go left, because straight doesn't work. Straight leads me to this dead-end situation. So what if we start here, we go here, then we go left, we go right, 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 left, left, pass through, right, right, pass through, left, oops. Pass through. Left. Oh, that also leads me to the furnace. Did I just do that before? Wait, did I just find two different ways and both of them point me to the furnace? No, before I went something like this. I went like ahead and I went left here. And then to the right, I went something like this, I think. I don't remember. So do I have to do this and get to the furnace? But I can't get in there. Or do I have to... I mean, this is clearly wrong, right? Getting to this dead end. I don't have anything else to go off of. I might have to just try that and see. Oh, it's the backside of the furnace. Maybe that opens up to the back of the furnace? I mean, the furnace is kind of a half room. We've never seen what's behind it. Just like with the utility closet as well. That's also not the regular closet. I'm really suspicious because I feel like that the back should open up. There was even like in one of the episodes I had a quiz, if you remember, where I asked you guys if you think there's anything behind the closet. Maybe there's anything behind the furnace as well. Okay, let's see. So here to the... Wait, through the pantry? Oh yeah, pantry. Then there is red, we turn left. We go to orange, we turn right. Orange is right. Orange is right. Yeah, red is left. Red is left. This is pass through. This is right. This is right. Pass through. Left. Pass through. Pass through. Left. Huh? Was this always here? No. This just appeared. It's like an alternative exit to the back of the furnace. What? This is the sacred time. There's a new sculpture here that we haven't seen. Some origami. Although, have we ever seen one that's like happy upwards like that? I don't think so. There's one last Morochai potentially. Let's see. We want blue with our ominous symbol here again. We have to... Let's see if I can do this. We have to get more blue, probably by turning orange into blue. We might do that by flipping orange around. Somehow. Like this. Like this, okay. Now we just need to spread orange a little bit. I don't yet know how. Like this, okay. Blue. Blue? Oh. The last will and testament of me, the Baroness Oravay. I, Oravay of Mount Holly, architect, mother, and reluctant Baroness, being weak of body, but of perfect mind and memory, thanks be to Orindia, to make and ordain this document my last will and testament. As I commit my final wishes to paper, may it be done so in the tapestry and color of my life's work. May it be written under the tree of creativity and in the shade of truth that has sheltered my loved ones from the villainy of country and countrymen. In that same spirit of defiance, I hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore printed on common Euless parchment. I, first, being somewhat religious, give my soul to Rena, my ashes to Veya, and my remainder to Man, as will be detailed in the pages and clauses that follow this foolishly superstitious passage. In the second order, should my husband, Baron Thomas, without an H, Thomas Sinclair, survive me, I grant to him his choice of sentimental keepsake he may wish to retain in remembrance of me. As our union was never founded on material dependency, I make no provision for his future, nor for my eldest son, Herbert S. Sinclair, as he will in due course inherit his father's titles, enterprises and fortune. However, the estate of Mount Hawley, its many floor plans and storied secrets are mine and mine alone to grant, and I have neither pledged nor suggested it will be granted to either of my children. So she grants it probably to whoever solves this whole riddle thing, which we just did. So Mount Hawley is maybe ours. Further details concerning its disposition to follow. So it wasn't actually Herbert's to give away in the first place, or was it? So he just did it, so maybe no one knows about this will. Therefore, Herbert was able to give it away to us, because that was kind of official, because nobody actually knew the original will. But now that we have found the original will, we know that we truly earn it? I don't know, let's see. I do, in the third order, bestow upon my youngest son Simon. But that's not us. Or is that our mom's will? No, this is not... What? Who's Simon? My library, including its book, manuscripts and musings, for I have long believed that Simon, much like myself, finds greater delights in the realm of imagination than the mundane realities of everyday life. I hope he cherishes these books, for within their pages lie doorways to endless worlds of wonder and knowledge. In the fourth order, one that I suspect will intrigue those I leave behind far more than the previous provisions, I hereby bequeath the entirety of the aforementioned estate, Mount Hawley, to the individual that discovers the hidden room that contains the blue pages of this document, hence styled the Blue Testament of Oraway. It is my firm belief that the challenge of uncovering this secret far outweighs any other measures of worthiness, and thus I entrust my beloved home to that deserving successor, without regard to the years that may pass or their familial connection to my descendants, who may have incidentally assumed possession of the estate in the interim. Exactly, that's basically what I said. In the event that any of my relations or future kin are living on the estate, when this worthy successor locates the Blue Testament, measures shall be taken to ensure their continued residence without fear of eviction or forced removal. So, wait, if any of her descendants are living on the estate, measures shall be taken to ensure their continued residence. Aha, so they shouldn't be thrown out. Okay, so she was still forgiving, or like, she still had a heart for her descendants who weren't able to find the document. The estate, being of generous size, is more than capable of accommodating multiple parties without inconvenience. It is with the understanding, however, that preparations for eventual relocation should be made, as such leniency will not be afforded to subsequent generations. It is with the understanding, however, that preparations for eventual relocation of her kin should be made, as such leniency to let those live in the mansion will not be afforded to subsequent generations. There is a period missing there. She made a typo. So subsequent generations of her kin, or well, I do hereby constitute and appoint my colleague and fellow practitioner of architecture, Quarteress Alicius Erin of Trinsdale, the exclusive charge and office of executrix of this instrument. If ever the 46th room of Mount Holly is discovered, and the Blue Testament of Oroway be delivered unto her hands or unto any of her descendants, I do ordain that they shall bear sole dominion and discretion to override and render null any and all prior arrangements heretofore made in my stead or in the name of my seed. I trust in her and in the generations. This makes me tear up. It's good, I like it. It's just very well thought through by her, right? Like, not everything in this game was very well done, I think. Especially how everything was elongated. I think that could have been done better. But these key milestones in the game, including like the final cutscene, was really great. I really love it. And also this testament is pretty good in tying everything together. There was a lot of things that I disagree with. But this is really well made. I trust in her and in the generations that follow her to fulfill this role faithfully in steadfast adherence to the wishes laid out in the foregoing pages of this document. Lastly, I leave a final message to my worthy successor, you who have reached this final room, you who unearthed these pages hidden amidst the blueprints, buried beneath cryptic words and the prophecies of the past, you who have spent countless days wandering the chambers and the passageways of your own curiosity, scouring for clues, hoping for answers, striving for that which you knew might forever elude you, to you for whom satisfaction is a fleeting companion, to you who stands now at the end of your journey, triumphant, exhausted and justly proud, to you I grant that which in life I have given to no other, my esteem. My esteem. I have to look this up. What's the exact definition of esteem? Esteem means respect, admire, hold a high opinion of someone, or to consider and judge something in a specific way. See, I'm gonna do something in a minute, because she seems to be, to me, to be a judging personality type, right? She has very high ideas and concepts and thoughts, and she has apparently never gave her esteem to anyone else, meaning no one else was worthy, which generally seems like she has a very judging personality type. So if someone does a mistake, she's like, oh, you little lowlife. Aren't able to do this or thing. She might not like express that outwardly, but that's kind of the vibe she's given off. I don't think that's necessarily bad. I just think she probably also sits by herself a lot. So a very introverted personality type. Introverted, judging. Because I don't know if you guys know the 16 personalities, which is a website. I highly recommend for everyone watching to take that test. It's about a 50-question test. It takes about 15 minutes, really not a long time. And it will give you 1 out of 16 personalities. And for me, this is extremely accurate and describes myself perfectly, my personality type. And whenever I get like insight into a character, like in that we just got with this will, I try to kind of figure out what the personality type is of that person. Because also in real life, if you manage to do that, if you manage to read people, to characterize them in a certain way, that gives you away a lot about their personality type, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and how they might deal with you or react to you. So I was trying to figure out what personality type she has, the Baroness, and I think she has an introverted and judging personality type, because the way this works, by the way, I'm the architect, I'm an architect personality type, and the way this works, do I have to log in here? How does this work? Okay, here. That's my personality profile, in case you're curious. So I'm a very introverted personality type, and I'm a very judging personality type. So you have these different factors here. So you always either land on the left side, which is extroverted, or on the right side, which is introverted, on all of these. And if you land on the left, you get an E for extroverted, and if you land on the right here, you get an I for introverted. And you can see the architect is an INTJ, so introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging. So introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging. That's my personality type. And A stands for assertive. There is also turbulent. So for example, assertive, if chaos, or if something unexpected happens, are you breaking into like, oh no, this has happened, oh holy cow, what am I going to do? That's turbulent. But if you're like, okay, this has happened, we have 3 options, let's take that one. That's assertive, right? And then judging is basically, yeah, when people do mistakes, you kind of judge them about it. Or if prospecting is more like, yeah, don't worry, it is fine, everybody makes mistakes. Then you have thinking, which is, you make decisions by thinking through them. And then there's feeling, which is like you make decisions based on how you feel about them. And there is intuitive and observant. I'm kind of on the flip side here. I also, when I did the test multiple times, sometimes I'm observant. So if I flip into observant, I'm actually the logistician type, which is INTJ, I don't remember. I think INSJ or something. That's the logistician, so I flip between those two. But I think from what I read in the message, I think she is also the architect or the logistician. And I'm going to feed the pages that we just read, the will, to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what they think about it, and I'm curious to see what comes out, because I think she's a thinking, introverted, judging personality type. So ITJ, just like I am. Now the question is she intuitive or observant? I find that really hard to define, because I myself am on the flip side, so I have a very hard time figuring out what I am myself. So we'll do that in a sec. It would be so funny if she's also an architect. Okay, so anyways, my esteem, in witness thereof, I have here to set my land this 16th day of April 1952. My hand, not my land, Orave of Mount Holly. Okay, that's all of it. Okay, let's do that quickly. I think this is the end of the game, actually. Did I save that? Let's make sure I saved that. So I'm going to ask which one of the 16 personality types do you think the person has who wrote this testament? Explain why in context of all the 5 personality dimensions. I'm just curious about that, because I think this reveals her personality the best so far. I mean, it makes sense that she's the architect, because she literally is the architect of these prints, right? Okay, let's see what comes out of here. Assuming the text is representative of the author's genuine outlook rather than simply a literary voice, my best guess would be INTJ architect with INFJ as a plausible second choice. Since this appears to be fiction, I'm analyzing the narrator's persona presented in the testament rather than the real person. Here's how I would assess each of the 5 dimensions. Introversion, high. Intuition, very high, focused on idea symbolism, legacy, meaning over practical possessions. Thinking, moderate, decisions are principle-based and impersonal, despite emotional capacity. Judging, very high. That's because of the you're the only one I hold my esteem to, or whatever. Extraordinary long-term planning and structured organization. Assertive, turbulent, slightly lean towards assertive. Introversion, strong. I'm not going to read this in detail. If you want, you can read it in detail here and stop. Intuition, extremely strong. See, this is the one I struggle with. This is probably the clearest dimension. What the heck? For me, this is not, like, I don't get it. Censors generally write wills aloud. This author instead builds on entire philosophy. The estate isn't merely property. She even rejects bold inheritance in favor of discovery. That is deeply intuitive thinking. Really? See, because I've started doing that more, which is why I flipped from logistician to architect, because when I started building my own game, I had to come up with these symbolisms and these ideas and concepts and philosophies, and I think that might have been what flipped me from one to the other personality type, because I see the world slightly different now during the last couple of years as I've been building my own world. So I wasn't realizing that this is what the intuition type is for. Interesting. Thinking, moderate, this is where it becomes interesting. Many people might initially assume feeling because the testament is poetic, but poetry does not equal feeling. Look at how decisions are actually made. I make no provisions for this future, no guilt, no apology, no attempt to soften, simply, therefore, no inheritance. That's extremely principle-driven, okay? She gives Simon the library. There certainly is a feeling present, but these values guide principles. They don't override them. The structure remains logical. Okay, she's a very judging. I would say so too. Which is why I even jumped on this 16 personality types, because I was like, she's such a judging personality. And then, what is INFJ? I stands for in feeling, judging, represents the advocate personality type. Really? Okay. The most revealing paragraph. I hereby bequeath the entirety to the individual that discovers this hidden room. Let's quickly compare that to mine. So introversion 90%. I am 81%, although I was like 93% once. I think that went down a little bit, interestingly. Intuition 98%, very strong. Thinking 65%. Judging 94%. I'm also very judging, but I'm trying to hold back. I'm trying to keep it to myself. Assertive 60%. Okay, interesting. So it's still a pretty close match, except I'm more observant sometimes than intuitive. Okay, interesting. All right. I mean, I just thought that was interesting personally. I hope you found that interesting too. But what does that blue have? Like, why? What blue? Does that help me with anything? Interesting also how the colors change on this Morajai. Now it just looks gray-black. That's the end of the game, it seems. Is there anything else? This drawer was open. It's not open here though. I think that's the end. I don't think there's anything else. Alright. That's so nice. Wow, I think we actually finished the game. If there's anything you want me to still do that you think is really important that I should look at, then feel free to leave a comment and I'll consider doing that. Since this big project has come to an end now, if you want, you can also suggest other games to play for me on the channel if you have specific titles that you'd be interested in. I also have a Discord linked on the channel page. It's called The Few, which is named after a quote from Albert Einstein, who said he wants to surround himself with the few who seek meaning in life, or generally who seek discoveries, or you can basically put anything there, but there's usually only a few of those alive. That's why I named the Discord after The Few. So if you want to join that and propose some games to play over there, I'll create a section for anything related to this channel, really. The Discord was primarily created for people who found me through my other channel where I create games myself. I'm currently creating a pretty strange racing game over on my other channel, which I intend to finish in just 52 days, and I will eventually do a playtest there on the Discord, so that's why I originally created it. But that project has been on hold for a while. I will pick it up in the coming weeks again, and after that strange racing game, I will focus my attention back to my own puzzle game. So if you want, feel free to leave any suggestions for games to play in the comments or on the Discord. And if there's anything you want me to still play here in Blueprints, then be sure to leave that in the comments too. Now, overall, I have to say I really enjoyed the game. It was definitely one of my favorite games, even though it had pretty big design issues in my opinion, especially considering pacing and ambiguity in many of the puzzles, which I think are almost unsolvable unless you have a hive mind for maybe like streamers or anything. That's why I sometimes had to look things up. It does have a language barrier problem as well, but you can't really solve that because it is based on many language-specific puzzles. And unless you cut out those, I don't really see how you solve that. But I think the pacing issues could be solved by reconsidering how the steps work. And generally many of the puzzles, like these pictures, where you have to just... or like solving 45 Mora chai boxes is just insane. I think I would have just outright given those letters to the people, like just put them in the room or something without Mora chai boxes, just because I don't really think it adds anything interesting if you have to solve that many Mora chais. Or also trying to open up the mechanarium was really a pain in the ass, and there have been many of those times where I didn't have enough steps to do things, which is fine from a exploration roguelike perspective, but from a puzzle perspective, I just don't think it adds anything to the puzzle part of the game. I would like the puzzles to be isolated, so I don't know how you would do that. Somehow I would need to probably try to split the puzzles off from the exploration part of the game, or the roguelike part. I don't know exactly how to do that, it's really tricky, so I don't want to add too much criticism on that because I don't have an exact solution. Maybe having a way of turning off, or like, I don't know, being able to draft exactly what you want to draft and having infinite steps when you do a puzzle run where you just want to do the puzzles, but then if you don't do the puzzles, you can flip into roguelike mode where you basically play the way the game is right now, but you can't do the puzzles or anything. It's like two different types of games that compete against each other, and it just doesn't really work really well. I enjoyed both sides, it's just the blend that didn't really work for me. And yeah, many of the puzzles, especially for example the Ares Court puzzle with the cipher, is really cryptic, really ambiguous. No chance of figuring that out myself really. And then this one... Wait, what was even the... Well, we didn't even need to use this other thing, the... Was it? These vying plans forge barren crest among Hiwam blessed? We didn't even use that. What's that for? Maybe I'm still missing something. Okay. Well, I think these are all my thoughts for now. I mean, during the entire series, there were many instances where I provided my thoughts and feedback on the design. I don't think there's really that much else to say. It was a beautiful game, beautiful experience. Very well thought through. It's just way too long. I would have probably cut at least half of the time off. I would have tried to make this a sub 50-hour game at least. I'll be reading your comments. Maybe we'll do an extra episode if I've missed something really important. Otherwise, I think that is the end of Blueprints. I would love to have you along for any other puzzle or exploration games that we're going to play here in the future. Certainly Sinking Star will be a big one that comes out later in 2026 this year. But I have some other ideas that we could play that I haven't played before. I won't play any games that I've already played, but there is many that I haven't played. And if you have good ideas, please let me know. It was truly a pleasure having you all in the comments. Looking forward to the next one. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the episode and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for joining me in this very long journey. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good time. Take care. Bye. So we'll call it a day here just in case.